Hello, my audience. Welcome to my review on Spider-Man No Way Home. I give it a 5 points out of 10. The only thing that I liked about the only thing this movie has going for it is that it takes place in the Marvel Universe and that there's a universe financial success built around this movie. But I think this movie wouldn't succeed if it wasn't part of their universe. The only way this movie was a success because it was part of a bigger financial successful universe than the movie shoes can fill. This feels like we're rehashing familiar waters, so nothing doing anything different. This is bringing a bunch of similar villains and similar faces for nostalgia to get the audience convinced that Peter Parker's Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man. And it's a success. And people bought into it. Except me. I still refuse Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. He's the worst since Maguire. It's true. He's the worst Spider-Man. And the worst movies he has. Anyway, I give Spider-Man No Way Home a 5 out of 10. I hate this movie. Now I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Far From Home. I give that a 5 out of 10. And Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming is a 5 out of 10. I'm going to talk about 3 of them in this movie video review. Going to go for all the bullshit. So, might as well tell you the plot of the third one, No Way Home. The plot of that one, Spider-Man has to tamper with wishing lists because he wants people to remember that he, at least wants kids about who he is. And then his wish goes screwy, and before you know it, villains from other dimensions, from Raimi and Mark Webb verse, with Andrew, come from the portal into his reality, and then two Spider-Mans come to his reality, and then he saves the reverse villain's powers, and then sends them home with a new wish, which everyone forget Peter Parker and just remember Spider-Man, and then blah 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 works. Gets a new iconic suit that's comic book accurate looking this time, but it's made out of CGI and looks fake. The comic book accurate looking suit at the end of the swinging in the final sequence of the film. Therefore, I don't like it. Now, that's good enough. A review, a recap of the third one. And Spider-Man Homecoming is like Spider-Man wants to be Avengers, and it Tony Stark by saying constant texts to Happy Hogan and stuff. Then he comes across this vulture guy stealing tech, and when we put him behind bars, then he turns down like a promotion, and he thinks his test never listed was real thing, blah blah blah, as a gag, and Spider-Man goes back to friendly neighborhood city as Spider-Man, not be Avenger. Okay, so that brings us in No Way Home, Spider-Man 2 with Tom Holland, where Mysterio is a hero and fighting multiverse villain threats. Then we find out Mysterio is a phony. We used to work for us. We used to be in Stack Boy. So once he's handed the glass, we see his true colors, that he's been a villain posing as a hero. Well, Spider-Man just hands him the most dangerous weapon that Stack handed to him, a pair of glasses that are weapon. Why the Stack thought it was good to have a child or need a weapon out of all of the heroes, Spider-Man? Why not Cap or someone else that's adult and might need a weapon like Black Widow or Hawkeye? He could use a better way other than just have bow and arrows. But yeah, let's give it to Spider-Man, one who doesn't like to kill anybody, and known for that, having a no-kill rule and trying to save people. But yeah, sure, let's go far away from the source material and like butcher the character while at it. Spider-Man so far away from the source material is the only thing that has him from the source material is his expressive eyes costume on his eyes. You know, other than the expressive eyes, I can't say I like the good ideas in this movie. The ideas that had gone to this trilogy of Spider-Man with Holland's. As much as I like Spider-Man's CGI suit and his expressive eyes, as the next person, I since closely on live action and all, I, I gotta admit, these are the worst Spider-Man movies, I think. More than Maguire's run. These Spider-Man movies are just the worst to me. I guess I give them a 5 out of 10 when I feel like laughing at them. But I still give it a 5 out of 10 because it sucks. That's my review on Spider-Man Trilogy with Tom Holland's by Marvel Studios. I want to give all three of them a 5 out of 10. Does the stories really matter? No, because there's no coherent narrative for going for Peter in the trilogy. The character grows, he just stays the same. That's kind of the problem. He refused to change as a character before they killed off his Aunt May, and she chose the line that Uncle Ben used to say. That was stolen by Aunt May in the movie. Then she collapses, dies, blah blah blah. Comedically, it was to me her death. Blah blah blah. That's what I heard when she said the line. Was great powers comes great responsibility in my ass. Is the line she said. You know, because seeing that this woman is a bit of a woman whore and hitting on every guy in every Spider-Man installment, it is kind of funny to see her deliver the line that Uncle Ben, that's a solid role model in every representation, give the line, considering she's kind of a woman whore and does anything but the right thing before Spider-Man 3 was Aunt May getting killed off. And she's also kind of a cunt. Saying she does just as much of heroic stuff like Peter does. And saying it's what we do. Same thing what the two Spider-Man says. Now it makes sense when Spider-Man says it. It doesn't make sense when his stupid Aunt May of a cunt whore says it. I say a cunt whore because she is a bit of a pain in the ass. And she also flirts with every guy she comes across. Since she made an appearance in Civil War. And doesn't stay in a long relationship with any guy. Even when she thinks you think she's getting something happy relationship was happy, she just dumps on, move on to the next guy. But she's such a role model of a slut. Great role model, Peter. I'm sure she wasn't tripping on asses when she said that. Or drunk off her slutty ass. When she said, with great power comes great responsibility before dying. This movie trilogy would blew that more than any other trilogy that I've seen by Marvel Studios. This is worse than a stupid Internals movie this whole trilogy put together. The whole run of this is worse than the Internals movie. Why aren't we getting a sequel in Internals? Because we got a sequel to this character, and this character sucks. This version of Spider-Man, anyway. I mean, Internals suck as characters, but why not? Why not just give all of them sequels? If one character sucks, why not give all the characters that suck sequels? It makes sense to me. The suck train. Woo-hoo! All aboard on the suck train of Marvel characters. You get a card, you get a sequel, you get a sequel, you get a trilogy, you get a trilogy. All sucking characters get trilogies. Sorry. My blood pressure's high. I give this a 8 points. 5 points out of 10 points. This fucking sucks. What was I talking about? The Spider-Man trilogy. Yeah, 5 points out of 10. This movie really sucked. That's 5 out of 10, all trilogy. The whole trilogy is a 5 out of 10 from all 3 installments. That's my review on Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I need to give you no further analysis. That's why I give it a 5 out of 10 his run. Goodbye, subscribe.